While retrieving the data from the database, if table joins are not performed well, then it can lead to missing or mismatched data, and you get unexpected rows in your results. That can lead to wrong reporting. If you wanted to know A to Z about table joining, then stay tuned, as this video is all about how to join tables using different joins in SQL Server that delivers correct results. So let's get started. Now let's understand that why do we need a joins, and when we need, how we can carry out that. So the relational database system has many tables in it, not just one table, to organize the data properly. And so whenever we need data from multiple tables, we need to join those tables to carry out that task. Now, how do we join those tables? So each table can have more than one primary key column or more than one foreign key columns as well. Now, so what are the primary key and foreign keys then? So the primary key makes sure that in that table, each row is unique row. So the primary key column will not have any null values in it, and there will not be any duplicates in it. Where the foreign key column can duplicate, and it can have nulls in that column as well. So for example, I have a geography table screen capture here, and you can see that the geography key column has a unique number in it, and it represents each different geography, where it also has a sales territory key column, which is a foreign key here, and it repeats itself in that column, where the sales territory key becomes a primary key in sales territory table, and it does not repeat itself in that column. So by using this primary key and foreign key, we join the table and we carry out the results. So I hope that it clears your understanding about the joins and the primary key and foreign key columns. Now let me show you the real-time examples of each join in Management Studio. So here I am in a Management Studio, and we are going to learn first inner join. So let's see the diagram of that inner join first. So this is the diagram, and we can see that here we have two tables we are joining, and it can only give this blue part, which is matching record from the both table. So let's see how it works. So for this I'm going to use geography table. So let's pull table first. So here you can see that we have 655 rows and this many columns in this table. Now let's pull the second table, which is the reseller table. So both has a geography key, if you can see here. This one has a geography key, the first table, geography table, and the second one has a geography key as a foreign key. So we can use that to join both tables. So let's start writing inner join. So select, we will decide the columns later on. So select from geography table, and I'm going to give an alias to this table G. So we can easily put it that later on before the column, because we are going to pull now both table columns. So we need to use a alias to mention the columns from that table. So that, and then we are going to join. So because we are doing an inner join, we don't need to write the word inner. So straight away join. And our second table is dim reseller table, and I'm giving an alias that to R. And then now by using on, we are going to give the both columns from both table on which we wanted to join the tables. So for geography table, G dot and the column is geography key and is equal to, then the second table, reseller table R, and let's execute this query. Sorry, we need to give a columns. So now we are going to give a columns. So G city from the geography table, then G dot country region name, and then let's get the geography key so we can match both tables. So and then I'm going to get a reseller table columns. So again a geography key because I wanted to match both columns side by side. And then let's get another column which is reseller name and business type. And now let's execute. And so now we have all these columns, 6 columns which we want, and we have total 701 rows. Now we know that this geography table has a 655 rows and the dim reseller table has 701 rows. So our inner join giving us 701 records from the both table which are matching. Now if you look at these geography key columns, so this is a geography table which has all keys because it is a primary key in that table. And this geography key column is from the reseller table. And we can see there here geography key 1 we have but 2 is missing. Then 3 we have and 4 is missing. So meaning that the geography table has all keys, but the second table does not have a record for the number 2 geography key and number 4 geography key and maybe many more. We don't know, but at least we can see that here. And so we are getting 701 rows because some of them we are getting 2 times as well, because the city name is same for first 2 rows, country region name is same, but then reseller name is different and the business type as well is different. So we are getting 2 entries for 1 key, but then there is couple of missing as well. So we are getting 701 matching rows from the both table. Now I wanted to see that what if we join these 2 table with the left join. So let's understand first what is the left join. So the left join is this. Left outer join or left join meaning the first table you will get all the records. And so in our case geography table which is 655 records. And then matching data from the second table. And if there is no matching, then you can get the null data as well. So that is the left outer join. So let's see that how left join works here. So I'm just going to put it leftward here just before the join with the same criteria and with the same column. So remember that the inner join we had 701 rows, and now let's execute this left join. And we are getting 846 rows in this, meaning we are getting 145 rows more than the inner join which is only matching data. So what happened here then? Why we are getting 145 more rows? So remember, as I said, that the left outer join gives you all data from the first table, and if there is no matching, then it gives null values as well. So we can see here for the geography 2, which we already discussed earlier, that the key is obviously going to available in the first table because that is the primary key for that table, but second table does not have that record, and so it gives null value here. 4 as well, the same thing. Now let's confirm by using the left anti-join. So left anti-join gives you a data from the first table excluding the second table matching record. So let's see how that works. So for that, code is exactly same. We just need to add here a where clause to remove the nulls. So let me enter the row here and where second table records we are looking at, which is null. So our reseller table dot geography key is null. So remember we spoke about the number 2 and number 4 geography key. So those kind of records which are available in first table, geography table, but not in the reseller table, the second table. And let's execute this. And so we can see here that exactly we have 145 rows, and those all are null records from the second table. So this is the difference between inner join, left outer join, and left anti-join. Now the next one is the right outer join. So let's look at the diagram. So right outer join is exactly opposite of the left outer join, meaning it's going to get all the records from the right side table, which is second table, and then matching records from the first table. And if there is a no match, then it returns null values. So let's look at that. So for that, I am going to use a different table. So geography table, and with that I'm going to use a sales territory table. So let's look at the table first. So select star from sales territory, and we have a common key between both tables, geography table and the sales territory table, is sales territory key. Remember that first time when I showed you geography table, I said that there is a foreign key available, which is sales territory key in that table. Let's look at that as well. So our geography table has a primary key, geography key, but then we have a sales territory key as well as a foreign key in this table. So we are going to use that table. Now let's start pulling the data. So select, we will decide our columns later on, and then from geography, so dim geography table, I'm giving alias G, and then right join with sales territory table, so dim sales territory, and I am giving alias st sales territory on g dot, so geography table dot sales territory key is equal to st dot sales territory key. Now the columns we are going to choose G dot CT again, comma, G dot English country region name, and G dot sales territory key. To match the column with other table, I am going to pull ST dot sales territory key, comma, the another column is sales territory group maybe, and the third column is sales territory region, and let's pull this data. So we have a 6 column and 656 rows, where we know that the geography table has 655 records and the sales territory has 11 records, where the 11th record does not have a data in it, meaning we are getting a 655 matching records with the geography table and that null record. So 656 records. So let's look at first dim sales territory records. So it has 11 rows in it, and one record has a territory key, but there is no value for other columns in that. Now we are going to confirm that by using right anti-join. And for that, I need to add a where condition here. So where city is null from the geography table. Now if we remove that again and execute it again, and it has 656 records. So this is about right join and right anti-join with the condition, so we can see the null records. Now let's look at the full outer join. Now the full outer join returns all the rows when there is a match in either table, left or right. And if there is no match in one table, then it also returns null value, which is similar to the right outer join. So let's look at that now. So in existing code, I am going to add a full outer instead of right. Let's execute it. So again 656 rows. Now the next type of the join is cross join. So let's look at the diagram. So cross join combines every row from the first table with every row from the second table. Meaning if you have 5 rows in each table, then it will give you 5 multiplied by 5, which is 25 records in a new table, which has all possible combinations from the both tables. So again, I'm going to use the same table. I'm just changing a word here, cross. So cross join, and let's execute it. And sorry, the cross join does not have this condition. And now you can see that we have 7,205 records. So 655 records we have in first table, and the second table has 11 records. So multiplication comes up to the 7,205 records. So guys, this is all about SQL Server joins. If you like the content of the video, then please comment, like, share and subscribe my channel. And thank you for watching.